completing the GS or the means portion as well. So in that way you could do. What prelims I did is, as such, there is no difference between the preparation of a prelims and the means. There are some stages in which differ between the. अब ये papers कैसे करने हैं? So every paper is going to take 6 hours. Writing these questions. So all the questions which you have already attempted or you were sure of, all those questions you were not sure of, every question you need to write down into a diary.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Hi everyone, this is Krishna Chandra Gupta. I have secured 142 rank in UPSC 2022 and this was my 5th attempt. So बहुत लंबी एक जर्नी हो गई है और मे बी in this journey I have learnt some things which I could help you in so that you won't repeat those mistakes. So starting with, I'll tell you how this prelims thing works. I am not able to give or see the paper of this year, so maybe some of the things won't apply to this year's pattern. Otherwise, overall it would be the similar pattern. I was also able to clear some of the states PCS as well as gave the interview for UP PCS, MP PCS as well as the Rajasthan. So I'll also touch upon the areas in these states as well. So I'll start with the how to do the prelims preparation. Okay. So what we need to understand is that as such, there is no difference between the preparation of a prelims and the means. There are some stages in which differ between the two. Otherwise, the syllabus as well as the books that you need to refer are same. So what I used to do is, suppose today I gave the prelims examination and it is not clearing. So what I will do is, for the next 3 months, I'll concentrate on my optional purely, and I'll compete with those people who will be writing the means this year. So in next 3 months, I'm going to complete my prelims, and then in the next 3 months, then I'll complete my GS paper, around 15 days per GS paper. Then from January or from the December, according to the comfort that you are at, or I feel that prelims is one of the most important and the most difficult stage to clear. So you should give little bit more time, because during the preparation of the prelims as well, you will be completing the GS or the means portion as well. So in that way you could do. What prelims I did is, for any paper, so what happened is, in the first attempt, I could not clear the prelims. I studied everything, but still I could not. So I was not able to concentrate. I was studying the things, but I am not seeing those things in form of a questions. So I'll help you with what. This is a sure shot technique. I have experienced it on myself as well as many of my friends have tried it, and most of them are able to clear the GS paper of prelims. So what you need to do is, first, you need to do 10K questions. That will be around 100 papers. अब ये papers कैसे करने हैं? So every paper is going to take 6 hours. I'll tell you how this 6 hours is going to work. First, these 100 papers can be a mixture. It should be the mixture of various coaching institutions, as well as it will be the mixture of the full lengths as well as the sectional. So the sectionals are like polity, geography. Everywhere, every section will have around approximately 10. So 10 for this, 10 for geography, environment, 10 science and technology, 10 or 4, 8. So like this you need to do. Abhi, for 6 hours technique, what is 6 hour techniques? The 6 hour technique is that first, you need to complete the paper in 1 hour. Okay? Abhi, how this is able to, most of the people are not able to complete the paper in the 2 hours itself. How are you going to do the paper in 1 hour? So I used to initially take 2 hours complete for just reading the paper, first iteration only. So what helped me in this is, I used to solve the paper last thing in the day. सो आई एम ऑलरेडी इन द मतलब हेडेक हो रहा है, थक गया हूँ मैं पूरे दिन से, एंड स्टिल आई एम एबल टू सॉल्व। तो इसमें क्या होता था कि मेरे को इतना रश रहता था कि जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करो ताकि मुझे सोने को मिल जाए। सो दैट हेल्प मी टू गेट रश इन द, सो दैट हेल्प मी टू रीड द क्वेश्चंस वेरी फास्ट एंड सॉल्व देम वेरी फास्ट। सेकंड वुड बी ऑल द मॉक्स दैट आई विल बी गिविंग। आप सभी लोग कहीं ना कहीं मॉक्स दे ही रहे होंगे। सो ऑल द मॉक्स दैट आई विल बी गिविंग आर बीइंग शेड्यूल्ड एट 8:30 और अराउंड 7 in the morning. सो आई यूज टू वेक अप। अब मैं आई एम अ पर्सन हु स्टडीज इन नाइट। तो अगर मैं 6 बजे सोया हूँ और मुझे 7 बजे जाके पेपर देना है, सो आई एम इन बिटवीन द स्लीप एंड सर दर्द हो रहा है, एंड देन आई यूज टू गो। तो मैं जल्दी जल्दी लगाने करता था कि जाके मैं को घर जाके सोना है। So that helped me to complete this paper in 1 hour. The ideal time should be 1 hour. You should be there is no option of completing the paper, after 1.5 hours and taking 1.5. You have to complete the paper in 1 hour. So what I'll do is 1 hour में मैं पूरा पेपर सॉल्व कर लूंगा। मुझे टेक जितने भी टिक लगाने, आइडियली द क्वेश्चन शुड बी फ्रॉम 89 to 93 or 94। ठीक है, this many questions you need to take. The only exception here is that those who have a high accuracy rate, I don't think many people do have. So the ideal number of questions that you need to do is 89 to 93. What you need to do is here is put x, y, z and 0. So x are the questions which I know sure shot, sure. Okay. Y are the questions in which I have eliminated 2 options. So 2 options are only remaining. Z are the questions which I don't know, but I will be trying them or I will be attempting them. So I'll try to attempt. And 0 will be the questions which I am not going to even touch or read, because I know there are some questions in the question paper where it will be like, for example, phanum was the question. So what phanum refers to? If you know the answer, then you can do it. If you don't know the answer, you should not touch these type of questions. So these are those questions that you are not going to attempt. Abhi, what happens is that in actual paper, the topper of the prelims would be getting these questions around 30 to 35, in which he is very sure that this answer is correct. What you need to do is your understanding or your the level of your preparation should be such that out of 100 questions, there should be 25 to 30 questions in which you are very much sure shot. Abhi, next, these options in which you need to eliminate these 2 options will be around 50 to 60 questions. Now, Z will be those questions around 5 to 6 questions, and these questions would be 8 to 9. Abhi, after in every question, whenever I do the ticks, I'll see whether it's X, Y, Z or 0. So I'll tick mark all these things, and then क्या होता है कि इसमें हमारी एक्यूरेसी अराउंड आती है 28 क्वेश्चन सही हो जाते हैं हमारे। इसमें अराउंड 50-50 वर्स्ट डे में 50-50 का सिनेरियो आता है, तो ये 30 क्वेश्चंस लेकर आता है सही। इस वाले को ये हमने अटेम्प्ट किए नहीं, तो दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू फेच अस एनी मार्क्स, एंड दीज 2 क्वेश्चंस विल आल्सो हैव द 50-50 रेशियो, so you will have 2 to 3 questions from here. Total you will get around 60 to 63 questions and correct. So in that way you will be above. This is the least that you need to do. Okay. So what I used to do is I complete my paper in 1 hour. Next 30 minutes I will be seeing how many X are there, how many Y are there, how many Z are there, and I'll calculate the whatever marks that I'm, suppose I'm getting 100 marks. Now 1.5 hours are over. Now what you need to do is, you need to practice for 4 hours writing these questions. So all the questions which you have already attempted or you were sure of, all those questions you were not sure of, every question you need to write down into a diary. So you need to make a very short note of it so that you can revise them. So you are in those 4 hours 25 questions per hour. क्या मोटा मोटा हिसाब है, और आपको 4 घंटे में ये खत्म कर देने हैं. So now after 4 hours what happens is, you know the answers of all the 100 questions, right? And then you need to if you tick all those 100 questions, you will get 200 out of 200. So next what will happen is, again for 30 minutes Okay, so what I used to do is this, अगर मैं कोई भी कोचिंग का लेकर आया, I won't tick on the question paper. I used to write X, Y, Z, but I won't tick the answer on the question paper. I used to, in a paper sheet or in the OMR, I used to just say, okay, B is the answer, A is the answer, in that. So in next 30 minutes, I am going to repeat this whole paper again. तो क्या होता है, if you anybody who has already written the prelims or the actual examination, what we actually remembers is how which option did we mark in the practice, not the correct one. तो हम सबकॉन्शियसली अपने दिमाग को ट्रेन कर रहे हैं कि अब हम सही क्वेश्चन करेंगे. इसका एक फायदा ये है. सेकंड फायदा क्या होता है कि इन केस यू हैव मिस्ड सम इंफॉर्मेशन व्हाइल राइटिंग ड्यूरिंग दिस 4 hours, that will get rectified. So again 30 minutes to redo the paper. So total 1 hour, 1.1 hour, 30 minutes, and total it would be 6 hours. अब अगर आप एक दिन में 6 घंटे का पेपर कोई दे दोगे तो what will be left? So ideally anybody who is studying this examination will study around 9 to 10 hours. ठीक है, अब 9 to 10 hours है. If you'll complete 6 hours of this in a one day, now 1 hour would be for newspaper. That is the least you can do. ठीक है, and then or not the least, but that should be the maximum that you could spend on newspaper, and then around 3 to 3.5 hours for studying. So what I used to do is, if I'll start my prelims preparation from January, what I used to do is, if I complete my Lakshmikant in 7 days, suppose from page 1 to page last one, okay, then I'll start doing these things. In these 3, if I'm writing polity, day 1 I will be writing polity, solving one paper. In these 3 hours I will be studying history. Okay, and once these 10 papers of polity gets over, and in every day I am studying 3 hours for history, the next phase I'll do the papers of the history. And in that 3 hours, when I am attempting the questions of history, in all those days I'll be studying geography or environment. So in that way you get repeated. Okay. What third I did is, I used in last months, or in the the months just before the prelims, every coaching will tell you to will give you mocks, free mocks, all India. So that will tell you where do you stand in your preparation, how much other person is studying. So in that way, that gives you the boost, as well as it will also touch upon the things which you were not able to touch upon during your preparation. So these questions will also have. So always attempt all India mocks. Different coachings free of cost tells you, most of them have a online options as well, so you can. So what I used to do is, in the last Sundays, most of the coachings schedule the exam in last. I used to write 4 or 5 papers in a day. So then I'll revise these papers. So that helps. So this techniques works in this way, like our 100 questions in UPSC. Through this, I used to get 50 to 60 questions verbatim. From those, same options as well come in the actual examination. So in that way, if I'll see one question which I have already attempted in my mocks, that actually gives you the comfort level, and that comfort level fetches you more time in the examination. And once you're comfortable in the examination, your mind start working, and you will be able to solve this paper. So in that way, I was able to finish my prelims. Abhi prelims mein, one thing people actually work too much upon is current affair, which is not that important. What I would suggest is, because UPSC जो current affair पूछता है वो theory से लेकर आता है, rather than actual current affair पूछता है. जो थोड़े बहुत questions उसमें तो we don't need to spend too much time on the current affair. What I used to do is, in my previous attempts, I used to spend too much time on the current affair, which you don't need to do it. So now what I do is, for every current affair, so we all refer to one coaching institution's magazine, monthly magazine. So what I used to do is, every coaching institution has, the magazine has 120 to 130 pages. So it will take you around 8 hours to complete that magazine. One full day goes for one magazine in a month. So what I used to do is, the first paper and the last paper of the magazine are usually blank. So I used to put down all those important things which I read in these current affair magazines. Suppose a committee's name is there, like G Rohini committee for OBC wala jo committee thi. So you can write that thing in a very small, which you can only read. So what happens is that, once you want to start, once the 12 months are over and you want to start revising themselves, the most of the people, what they do is, they again read the whole magazine. So for completing 12 magazines, they will take 12 days. But what you will take is, for these revising these two papers only, it will take you 1 hour. So in 12 hours, you will complete the whole current affair. So that helps me. So completing this current affair in 12 hours in day one, so that makes me, in that way, I was able to complete my current affair revision 2 or 3 times. Okay, so one more thing, the notes that you have made for these total 110K questions, 10,000 questions that you have done. So write these questions in a diary. So that what happens is, once the question paper is over and you have done this 6 hours of exercise, you can actually throw that paper outside, and then the only thing that you need to keep is that diary with you, and you need to revise that diary 3 times before the examination, and that will actually will get you, all these questions will be. So that what happens is that, all those questions which everybody else is also knowing, you will be knowing, and anything, so that won't go against you, and you will be able to answer all the questions which everybody is answering. And then based on your preparation, whatever you are at, whatever level you are, you will be able to clear this examination. So that's my prelim strategy. Um, for all those states examinations as well, what I would suggest is, these state examinations are very good in the sense that they will help you to revise whatever you have studied, and they give you, a trial field. So in that way, it is good that if you start attempting these state examination as well. But you need to understand that these state examination doesn't require that kind of a input that usually people do. For those who are already preparing for the UPSC, it hardly takes more than 10 days preparation for clearing any state examination. But what is important is that you need to know from where you have to study. For example, in MPPSC, apart from the PYQs that you need to study and make note of it, you have to also study one. There is one, everybody knows, a Maheshwari book comes with the author name Maheshwari. You can read that one, and that will suffix for everything in MPPSC's prelims examination. Not the means you have to study different. And same goes for the UPPCS. You have to study one current affair magazine and Ghatna Chakra. So these two books will actually fetch you marks in the UPPCS. And again, for the Rajasthan, you need to devise a strategy. What I did is that, in Rajasthan, there is a specific that this number of questions comes from the economic affair, and then this number of questions comes in the budget. So you need to do what is in like that. In I think 150 questions are there, and 100 questions are from the journal, and then 50 questions are from the Rajasthan. So what you do is that concentrate on these 100 questions and not on the 50 questions. So once you and those in 50 questions, 10 would be from the budget, 10 would be from the economic survey, and then it kind of a divides like that. So if you complete the economic survey and the budget and some of the Rajasthan's portion, you will be able to take 130 to 140 questions, and that will ensure you that you clear the prelims. So in that way, I was able to clear the prelims of UPPCS, MPPCS, and Rajasthan. So yes, that was my strategy. This strategy works, like you can actually, I can vouch for this strategy, and this strategy works for multiple people have tried this strategy, and it strategy works for most of the people. Thank you so much.